Hey, Dragon Slayers. It's been, I think, about a little over 12 hours since my last meal. It was last night. I'm at 102. Haven't eaten since. Haven't broken my fast for the day yet. So today's video is all about how fasting is just as powerful as exercise. So did you know that you can also accomplish almost all of the effects of exercise by doing absolutely nothing? That's right. The secret is fasting. Extending the amount of time that you spend during your day in the fasted state as opposed to the fed state accomplishes all of these very similar effects of exercise that I covered in the last video. Extending your time in the fasted state is actually a form of metabolic exercise in which you train your body to rapidly and efficiently mobilize free fatty acids from your adipose stores, which are your fat tissues. Something you absolutely can get better and better at with metabolic practice and fasting. Just as overweight and out of shape people struggle to jog or lift weights or participate in other forms of physical exercise, they are also generally out of practice when it comes to rapidly and efficiently mobilizing and burning and living off of stored fat for fuel. Intermittent fasting and spending more of your day in a fasted state and less time in a fed state is a great form of metabolic exercise, which has many health benefits, including fat loss. Less feeding, more fasting. One of the best ways to achieve effortless and long lasting fat loss. Train yourself to eat 2 meals a day and eliminate all snacking. The easiest and best way to accomplish this is leverage your natural overnight fast by skipping breakfast. Drinking coffee makes this easier and more enjoyable. Plus, coffee has numerous health benefits. No breakfast, lighter lunch, and larger dinner also maximizes the body's natural shifts between sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest, nervous system tone. With higher alertness and activation from sympathetic tone during the day while under eating, and higher parasympathetic resting tone in the evening during the fed state. Typically, the fed state starts when you begin eating for the first when you begin eating and for the next 3 to 5 hours. Some degree of shifting off of fat burning and also triggering excess calories to be stored as fat. After the first few hours mentioned above, your body goes into what is known as the post-absorptive state, during which the components of the last meal are still in circulation. The post-absorptive state lasts 8 to 12 hours after your last meal, which when you enter the fasted state, it typically takes 12 hours after your last meal to fully enter the fasted state. When you're in the fasted state, your body can burn fat and that has been accessible during the fed state. Because we don't completely enter the fasted state until around 12 hours after our last meal, it's rare that our bodies are in this fat burning state in modern food environment. This is one of the reasons why so many people who start intermittent fasting will lose fat without changing what they eat, how much they eat, or how often they exercise. Fasting puts your body in a fat burning state that you rarely get to enter during a normal eating schedule. Minimizing carb frequency, eating carbohydrates, especially refined carbohydrates with no fiber, overdrives the fed state as carbohydrates raise both glucose and insulin higher and other macronutrients. In general, when you eat a meal, your body spends a few hours processing that food and burning what it can from what you just consumed. Because it has all this readily available, easy to burn energy in its bloodstream thanks to the food you ate, your body will choose to use that energy rather than the fat that you have stored. This is especially true if you just consume carbohydrates, because these are rapidly converted to glucose, and your body has to burn sugar as energy before any other source. You have limited glucose storage, and high glucose is toxic. Your body burns extra glucose, preferably to get rid of it, much in the same way that the body burns alcohol consumed for energy prior to other energy calories. Alcohol, therefore, sabotages fat loss. So, that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can support me on Patreon. And remember that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.